Always gotta have the water on deck. But today, I want to start off with two things. First off, I want to start off by talking about my last video. So I was watching my video and I realized, I feel like I made some improvements, right? But the main thing I realized is, I was talking, but I kind of want to have more, a little more oomph to what I'm saying, a little more boom to it. So, I'm gonna try to maintain that in this video, have a little more oomph, like a little more, I don't even know the word, whatever. But that's goal number one for this video. Number two, got the notes with me right here, like usual. I'm gonna start off by saying, last video as well, I start off by saying, hey, did my little intro called the Grand Potential Gang. We're not doing that anymore. I'm switching it up. I'm gonna call this what we got going on here, the Grand Potential Club. Gangs aren't cool. We don't support that over here. We want to have, more positive type stuff. That could be associated with all kinds of stuff. We don't need that. You don't need that. And so, with that being said, I want to change it to the club. And with that being said, I'm gonna do my little intro, right? This is the Grand Potential Club, where masters of the grind continue to grind. Let's get it. I'm gonna refine that. I'll eventually figure out, what I'm gonna do for my intro. I'm gonna be doing something with my hands. Am I gonna be doing this? Am I gonna be doing this? We'll figure it out as time goes on, But I want to get into this first topic for today. We're gonna be talking about what confidence is. What is confidence? And I also want to say another thing. Like most of the topics I'm gonna be talking about on this channel, I'm gonna get pretty deep with the stuff I talk about, because that's how I like to do. I like to go all the way. I'm not a surface level dude. I like to get down, tactile, get my fingers dirty. So let's go ahead and unpack this. What is confidence? So I got a little quote for y'all, phrase or whatever you want to call it. It is not who I am, but what I do that defines me. I'm gonna repeat that. It is not who I am, but what I do that defines me. I got that from the great movie trilogy, The Dark Knight trilogy. If you haven't seen it, go watch that. It's amazing. In other words, what are my actions? In other words, what are my actions doing? Like, are they elevating me, or are they providing like a detriment to what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish? And I'm gonna give you a personal example of one of my experiences in relation to that phrase, right, and confidence in general, and how those are interrelated. So I'm a college student right now at the moment. Well, I mean, obviously I'm on break, but so I'm gonna rewind back to freshman year. So going into my freshman year in college, I had aspirations of becoming a doctor, right? Wanted to go to med school, wanted to help people. I thought the only way to help people was by, doing surgeries, opening people up, cutting them up, giving them medication, all that stuff. But, obviously now I've figured out there's other ways you can help people. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that. But essentially, if something I was doing had nothing to do with becoming a doctor, I didn't really have anything to do with it. I was all focused, wanted to get good grades. As if you're pre-med, it's all about good grades, and it's constant stress. You gotta maximize your potential at all times. Obviously, you should maximize your potential at all times, but it's at a different level with that stuff because the stakes are high. Um, and with that, right, I had a commitment towards this, right? I felt I had a commitment towards it. And I ended up convincing myself, that becoming a doctor was a part of my identity, and it became a part of me. And essentially it became, a motivator for me, in that if I wasn't a doctor, what was I going to be? And that's mistake number one. Never attach yourself to outside sources of validation. For me, when it came to, when it comes to being a doctor, you need to have the best grades, A's all the time. It can be very stressful. And when you don't get the grade you want after studying so hard, so many hours, sleepless nights, you might start questioning yourself like, man, like all that for nothing, right? I did all that just to fail, not get the grade that I felt like I deserved. And it could be frustrating. It could be, detrimental as well to your mental state and like positivity, all that stuff. So basically, I needed, basically at that point, grades were validation to me. It was a part of my self-worth, because I attached it to my identity. And basically that's external validation, and all things external of yourself, can be taken away from you or me at any time. And let me see now my reach started. And yeah, like, and with that being said, things being outside yourself and that providing that sense of security and confidence coming from something else other than yourself, it's not healthy. It's not the best way to be living. And I would ask myself questions like, why? Like, why constantly? Like, why am I not good enough? I started questioning, the significance of, what I was doing with my time during my first semester in college. And, that kind of mindset bled into other things, it kind of started to lead to more self-doubt, other things that were going on. That started to seep into other areas of my life, my relationships with friends, people, like, all kinds of people, hobbies I like to do, sometimes it's weird, like, sometimes when I'm exercising or something like that, like, my head just wouldn't be in it. I'd be in the gym, doing my thing, but the whole action of doing that even felt empty. And that's something I just, I grew to love doing, or working out. Even that was becoming a chore because my mental was all messed up. And, that creates a recipe for disaster. And, this all could have been avoided by, doing a mental self-check. That first bad grade that I received, obviously it's hard to do that because, I was in high school. I did pretty well. I did pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was about to say here and be like, oh, I did all right. I'm not gonna give you the numbers. But I was well above average at my high school and what I was trying to achieve. But, obviously I wanted to be the best of the best. Whatever college I wanted to go to, I wanted to go to the best colleges, and that's what I try to make my grades reflect. But with that being said, right, going back to the main point, I could have done that self-check right there after that first bad grade. It was, to be specific, it was in chemistry. I straight up failed the first test. I was like, man, that hit me in my chest so hard. I was like, oh, it's like that slow motion, scene in a movie or something like that. When somebody's diving, like, whoa, like a bullet's coming, you diving in front of it. Actually, my bad. That's whatever. It could have been a better example, but you get what I'm saying, man. Um, let me see. I keep getting. I talk too much sometimes. Let me stick to the script. That self check that I needed to do. It's mainly that I should have stopped. Realized this grade doesn't define me. I have character. I work hard, and I needed to realize that I'm gonna continue to work hard, but I didn't. I didn't realize that in the moment. And what's funny? Me not realizing that in the moment, that that led to other things, like me not having character, and that sense of self-worth. Like, oh, I didn't get the grade I wanted. I'm not good enough, and my actions started to follow what my thoughts were. Started acting more dejected. Head was walking around head down. Frustrated, sad, all that negative stuff at the same time, right? That's another thing. Like, your thoughts lead to what your actions. As funny as that is, like, you don't really realize it. At least me, I didn't realize it till earlier. But your thoughts really translate to the real world and what your actions are gonna lead to. So, I didn't realize that my grades and all the numbers didn't add to my character, and it didn't make my character. And that's, like, that being said, my actions define me in relation to the dilemmas that I'm faced with. How I respond to a situation is what my character is. And it is with confidence that you can give yourself, going back to the main topic of this channel, or not channel, the video, it is with confidence that you give yourself full permission and, to do what you want to do, and have faith that you will succeed regardless of the current situation. And to take actions to ensure that success is found in the future. And with that being said, that's the end of this video. That little gem right there, you got out the way. I'm gonna do my, I know a lot of people are busy these days, so I'm gonna see if I can make these videos a little more concise, maybe around 10 minutes. I think I'm ranging from 13 to 15 minutes on my videos, or at least the last one was, but I'm gonna try to cut that down and get to the point faster, because not everybody has time to be watching 10, 15-minute videos, depending on who you are. So I'm gonna see if I can cut that down to 10 minutes. Still working on that trailer I told you about, and that first workout video. Still working on those, and but in the meantime, I'm gonna continue to drop videos like this where I give you advice based on my experiences, and see where things go from there. And this is the third video. Happy to say I finished it. Remember, this is Grand Potential Club. You got to get it every day. And, let's get it. Peace.